Right.
Now, the implications of all of this for a country that has a lot of money to spend, keep in mind that China runs a surplus not only with this country to the tune of about $500 billion, but with almost every other country on earth. And that is the currency that they seem to be tapping for these big initiatives. Let's get the read from Dean Cheng, the Senior Research Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Dean, where are they coming up with all this money? Because this is serious money.
Well, this is serious money because as the Chinese, one, they have a high savings rate. Two, they do have a state-run banking system, and they have a lot of state-owned enterprises. So Chinese companies can afford to invest in places where they will never make a profit because there are political advantages to be gained. Then, of course, it also helps that Chinese R&D. It's important to note China has a very substantial, robust R&D program of its own, but it's supplemented by intellectual property theft, which has been the focus of why the U.S. has imposed tariffs on China.
Now, part of that alleged theft is this supersonic missile technology, to say nothing of the rover that is right now driving around on Mars that almost mimics to a T our own. Where and how do they manage to get this stuff so quickly?
Well, it's a combination of things. On the one hand, they have a massive, extensive cyber economic espionage program. The Chinese military steals commercial secrets in a way that no other country's military is charged with doing. But another part to this is that Chinese companies are very flexible. They are able to turn on a dime to start production in very short order. And that, in turn, is in part because they face a lot fewer regulatory aspects. It takes forever to start a new factory in the United States. We haven't built a new oil refinery in years. China is building 30-plus coal-fired power plants, nuclear power plants, oil refineries. You can be pretty sure that they don't go through all the regulations that an American company would have to.
So I'm just wondering what they're building here. What do you think?
So I think one of the most important things, and I agree with Colonel Davis, that the issue isn't the hypersonic glide vehicle aspect. It's the fact that this thing went into orbit. It didn't just go up and come down. It went around the Earth at least once. What that means is that we now have to look at every Chinese satellite as a possible nuclear delivery system. This is something we and the Russians both agreed on during the Cold War. This was highly destabilizing, very dangerous. So both sides said we will not develop what's called a fractional orbital bombardment system. This Chinese system that they have tested, if it is correct that it's actually gone into orbit before coming down, is a game changer in the sense that now we have a much less stable world and much more potential threats.
You know, Dean, this comes in the context of their provocative moves in and around Taiwan, including invading Taiwanese airspace and now not too far offshore, even threatening with their own fishermen, looking for squid. I just thought all of that, and I said, is there a way to piece all this together? Are they assuming or amassing something and challenging the United States, thinking that it won't do anything or should do anything?
Well, the Chinese are pushing against all of their neighbors. They're pushing Taiwan. They're pushing Japan. They're pushing India. There's been deaths along the Sino-Indian border as the border forces fought each other. But we're also seeing a China that looks at what happened in Kabul in Afghanistan, looks at John Kerry saying that we should lift sanctions on Chinese solar panels because solar panels and climate change is more important than human rights. And, they're seeing an America that seems to be in retreat.
All right. We'll watch it closely. Dean Cheng, thank you very, very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.